Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the horse. So welcome back all my pony pals. How are we doing? Let's find out as we shuffle these cards around and pick three for this week. Just get past the shuffling bit first. But as I've always tried to sort of explain, I do shuffle with my eyes closed, so you'll have to excuse the clumsiness. I just don't want to be influenced by the black or the white. I want it to be more of a feeling. And when I feel about there, I stop. And I think we're going to stop there. And we're going to take that one from the bottom. We're going to take that one from the middle. I'm going to take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we've got a white, black, white, two positives with a negative sitting in the middle. It's always quite exciting or easy to be optimistic when you see these two whites or any whites. But as I've always said before, white isn't always all right. Black isn't always an attack. It depends on the compatibility when we flip them over. So we're going to start with a catalyst card. This is your soulmate card. This is a card that is meaning big things, and they are coming in, and they're going to be coming in soon. Just for you. Just for you. This will be a life lesson, I'm sure. There'll be things for you to find here. This is like leveling up time. This is leveling up time for horse people right now. Again, it's not a great card without its sort of its downsides. We are going to look at a big shift. We are going to look at you being disrupted. We are going to look at maybe you being in a state of sort of confusion or even panic while this change happens, because it's always quite alarming or sort of makes you a bit anxious when you're unsure of what's going to happen next or what's going to happen, during these times of change. And as we start to shift, your sort of mood and emotions are going to shift with it. But it's quite a good card. We're in the positive. There is compatibility there, and it's all meant for you. This change is good. As a sign that is forever moving and continues to move and wants to progress and always do better and always be in a better position, that catalyst is always a good sign for you, because you're moving into a different phase. You're moving on to the next step. You're moving into the next bit of your journey. So this is good. This is good. Not many complaints right now. It's easy for you to be good-natured. It's easy for you to have that kind of optimistic look at life. So this is good. This is a good start. The catalyst could mean that you are changing from one place to another. It could mean that something as a whole is going to change. It could be that there are things around you that are going to change that may not actually affect you, but you're definitely going to notice them, and there's going to be things that come out of it for you. And I do think it's going to be benefits. You're going to get fortune from this. There's going to be a fortunate sort of result for you as this starts to move forward. Yes, we've got this negative here, but overall, the catalyst isn't that bad. It may even be you're reluctant to move because you don't see the benefits just yet. Maybe you're digging your heels in a little bit. Oh, yes, you are. There you are. Digging your heels in and being all stubborn and Spartan with it. There's that ox card, a thinker card. You're thinking about it too much because, again, horses work on intuition. You like to follow your gut. You trust yourselves. You have a good sense of things. So when shifts and changes happen, if it catches you unaware, sometimes it's hard for you to listen to your gut. So then you start listening to your head and you start overthinking things. Relations are moderate between the horse and the ox, so it's not incompatible. It's not bad. I do think, however, that this is a temporary glitch. It's a little hiccup on the road because you don't fully understand that everything right now is meant to be the way that it's supposed to be. So you're taking a step back and going, whoa, hold up. Why is everything changing? You're going to have faith in it. You're going to have to trust it. It is changing for a reason. Everything right now is in your favor. You're just going to have to let go of that need to control everything and be one step ahead of everything. This is now kind of like a time for you to be more prepared than to be anxious. Get ready rather than become reserved. That ox card is going to make you think, though. And that's not a bad thing either. Because I think right now, thinking about it is only going to sort of validate the fact that it is okay. You know, you can take a step back now, be worried, be all like, oh, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? Oh, you know, I don't like this. I'm uncomfortable and whatever. But as you start to think about things, you go, well, actually, this isn't that bad. Actually, this could work out. Actually, this is something that I've been looking for a long time. And then thus you will then start to move forward and be sort of more comfortable and in a place of progression rather than confusion. And I don't think it's even confusion. I think it's just reluctant to trust your gut because you're kind of thinking, hang on a minute, this is too easy. There's no challenge here. Sometimes things aren't a challenge. And if there is a challenge, it may be too small or too insignificant for you to even notice. Like you're above it. It's not affecting you. And I don't think it will affect you. Because you're moving forward, you're shifting forward, you're moving through this kind of, as I say, through this shift, through this phase. Just try not to overthink it. And you will come out better for it, you see. You're shifting now into a more positive place. Still the ox, still slow, but in an optimistic way where, again, as I've said, I think it's because you're going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out and go, actually, yeah, this isn't that bad. Oh, yeah, actually. So again, as I've said, thinking about it isn't necessarily a bad thing. Just don't think yourself out of it. Don't invent issues. Don't invent problems. Don't be paranoid and anxious with it where you're like, oh, but this is going to be bad or this is going to happen. What do we do? Real life stuff, yes. If you're like, well, if we do this, then, you know, the house will fall down. Or if I take this, then, you know, something bad's going to really happen. But then that's knowing the consequences of the actions of which you're doing. This catalyst is something that you're not even going to be able to stop. So it's going to happen with or without you. So I don't think it's going to be something that you can just sort of participate with in order for it to be something negative or bad in the long run. I don't think that people are going out there, you know, hitting windows with hammers just to see if they'll break or not. Because here's a secret. I think 90% of the time, if you hit a window with a hammer, it probably will break. So thinking about things like that in a sense of, you know, what will happen or what's going to, you know, be the downside of the things that you do or the consequences of actions that you haven't done yet, that's just going to slow you down and waste your time. What you need to be looking at and concentrating on and thinking about is upcoming things that are now presenting themselves because of this change. And you're going to have to go slow because you've got to push forward against the sort of challenges, hurdles, the things that are in your way now. You can't just shortcut through it. You can't just cheat through it. You've got to navigate through it properly, which means pushing up against it and pushing it out the way or carrying that weight as a burden. Like, it's a part of this now. So you can't just dump it and run because that's not the point. This is time for you to learn something. It's time for you to experience something. It's time for you to start moving forward. We've just had a new moon as well, so as we start pushing into autumn and things really start changing seasonal wise, and summer fades out and autumn starts to phase in, we are going to start seeing more shifts and more changes, especially in people's attitudes and sort of their, you know, the way they see things, because it's colder, it's wetter, it's windier. You know, people don't necessarily respond well to these types of weather, and these are the weathers that we are now looking at, as well as the earlier sort of nights and the darker days drawing in. Things are going to start shifting and changing. You've just got to take your time to navigate through it and remain in that positive mindset in order for you to see the benefits that are going to come out of this. And we will see how that works out for you next week, won't we, when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the horse. I will be back later with a reading for those born in the year of the sheep. So if you're interested, I will see you then. If not, not to worry. I will see you next week when we come back and do a reading for you guys. Again, the horse people. Thanks for watching. Love and peace.